All right. Good morning, Self. It is 9 o'clock on March 16th, a Thursday. I'm running a bit late this morning. Just had to clean the house a little bit before working because I couldn't breathe very well. And Devin made some spicy dinner last night that is giving me some trouble this morning. Let's just say that. But anyway, slept well last night, went to bed, fell asleep at like 11, I would say. Woke up at 6:15. I checked my phone and I was hoping it was time to get up, and it was. So I just lay in bed for a little and got out of bed, and thanks. Well, actually, what do I do with her?
I don't know, everything seems calm right now.
Alright, I'll just put her in her cage, I guess. Can you shut the door?
Come on, guys. Mickey's like wanting to hang out with you. Come on, baby.
Um,
Come on, guys.
and went for a walk. I hit the woods with Puppy at 7:05ish, and it was really, really beautiful because everything still had that morning blue to it. So everything looked blue, and the way it contrasted against the trees and the leaves was really cool looking. So we had a really nice walk, and then we ran home from the farm at the end of the road. And now we're here. My Edge Pro X chart is not working well, and I contacted Edge Pro X, but I'm missing a lot of data. So I'm kind of just relying on what John said in his morning plan. So essentially the overnight low is sitting at 3905-ish, I believe.
Come on, Ricky. Come on. Come on, Riley.
Overnight low, 3905, 3910 region.
Come on, baby girl. Come on, baby girl. Phoebe gets to stay. Phoebe gets to stay.
You guys gotta go. Come on. I need to concentrate.
One at a time.
Holy shit. It is hard to focus this morning. But it's okay. I'm in a very solid mindset. And there's no reason for me to not be. Yeah, so overnight high is at 39.45, 47.5. Overnight volume point of control is somewhere up by the 20 region. I'll see it on the chart. And then the previous high day is at 30 or higher. Previous close is at 29. Previous high day is somewhere at 40, I think. It is at 40 somewhere. So, yeah, I'm not going to go through the expectations for the day here. But I'm just going to run through my day yesterday real quick. Yesterday I took 25 trades. That is tremendously more than what I'm used to taking. There were a lot of setups, but also I did make some mistakes. I didn't get to finish my journaling yesterday. I journaled 14 out of 25 trades. So I'm just going to go off of a whim here. But I do have a weakest attribute. This next trade looks similar to the last, but it is not. Context changed from the last trade. On the last trade, given the information I had, I could reasonably bet that price will continue lower. here. Wait, that's not. Okay. So here I could reasonably suspect that price is going to move lower. After we test the low of day and we hold it and we rally back up, then this is a price check of the low. This is a context change right here that I did not catch. So there's different inputs depending on the context before, and I need to continuously update my beliefs of what could possibly happen next according to what I'm reading on the chart. And reading the chart is the way to stay solvent with the market. This belief must be adjusted after price breaks the low day and rallies higher to break overhead structure. When price comes back down to that low, it is likely a price check as opposed to continuation. I discussed how I missed opportunities to add yesterday. That was not the case today. I did a great job at adding and being in the flow. My strongest attribute yesterday was that all those shorts that I took from the 39.10 region. I was so quick with how I was reacting to the market, and I was able to get 6 entries on that move. And just in that move alone, I made $450. And at one point, I was up like $650. So risking only like $45 a trade, that's really great. Because that means I probably risked around $200 and made $450. So, and I was flowing, I was staying with the context. Some of my other weakest attributes was I was looking for breakout trades yesterday from the IB low 3 different times, where it's very clear that the previous week's low at that 82 level is being supported. The low is broken and we're reversing, but I'm not updating the way that I'm viewing the market because the market was acting really fast and really volatile. And it was kind of hard for me to break away from that lower time frame chart because of the amount of opportunities. It was hard for me. It's not like actually hard. And that led to me trying to take continuation trades from the IB low with no ability to get risk neutral, not realizing that we've been reversing from that level throughout the day. So those were bad trades. That was a weak attribute. So my goals for today is yesterday, I did a good job being in the flow. I took a lot more trades than I expected to take, which is okay. But commissions and fees were pretty hefty. But today, even if the context is very fast and there's a lot of opportunities, I need to take a few moments to update my stance on the higher time frame chart. Always, because I don't want to miss opportunities to this and that. But if I update my belief of what is happening on the higher time frame chart, then I could be saving myself dollars, which is even more important than making dollars. So updating my beliefs according to the higher time frame chart is essential. This is my favorite part of the day, and I get extremely excited. I've had a really wonderful week so far, and today is not going to be any different. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but in terms of decisions, they're going to be a game. No impulsiveness today. Just flowing, just enjoying, understanding that everything around me is a happening, and I am part of that happening. And I need to step back and observe the happening from an objective point of view so that I could become involved when the time is right. So if I feel like I'm falling out of alignment, then I take a step back and I realign. Okay? that's all I have for this morning. I will be back in a little. GG. All right. Patience at the open. 3,900 is expected to be a messy area. We're sitting between two profiles at 38.90 and 39.25. 82 has held all week. We're expecting a lot of chop today. Okay, open, test higher. Still pushing higher. See stops up there. So VPOC migrates. So this price was saying too low. Now we're back here. We're holding the VWAP. VPOC migrates higher. Migrates lower. So we break below 3,900. Retest the VHBN. Open line break. Test higher, some selling, immediately come back up to test. Knocking on 3,900's door. Slight VPOC migration. See some balance here. So we're trending down currently. Potential reversal higher here. Caution on data, jobless claims. So that was the overnight low. Complete balance. Holding this volume here. Testing the VHVNs. We're back above the line in the sand. Testing the levels. Potential continuation here. That was a potential long. So stop divergence just below the high a day. Let's see how we react if we get down here. Whoa. Okay, well that was quick, wasn't it? Auctioning below. VPOC migration. Potential VWAP to VPOC. VPOC migration down. Another VPOC migration. Back up above the levels, testing the volume here. Migrate up. Migrate down. Complete balance. Potential long. Whoa. So we broke above the high. We're testing the previous value area high. Testing the VHVN. Basing, maybe continuation. Test the VHVN. We're unable to break here yet. break. A little zipper action. High volume node here, 07. Maybe we'll get a VPOC migration. Stops picked. Could see it start moving. Break the high. Order flow is kicking it up. That's a potential long. I see it, but it's not for me. Looks like it could break here. A lot of liquidity underneath. Testing the LVN. It breaks. Buy eye stepping in. Let's see how we respond to this. LVN here, VWAP and VPOC, and mid, align with this VHVN where we broke from the range. I believe that's the opening swing. We're holding this low. Back by the low. We're basing here. Liquidity and buy ice are supporting price.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
I get one ticked there. Stopped. Potential for VWAP to VPOC. Creating volume. Pick stops.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Might take me. VPOC migration down. This area might be too high. I think this is too hasty. Looks kind of like a selling structure, but we're at retail price here. Basing out. Complete balance. We held the low here. So we have the ability to check up here. That may be too high. So we saw break high, retest to the low, break high, retest to VWAP, and mid. Impulse testing the high, basing, breaking the high. Let's mark this. Let's see how we respond at the VHVN at 11.5. Liquidity stepping in overhead. Trying to gain some strength. Not able to continue as of now. Here comes some buying. Pushing back into that volume. This is why it pays to wait for structure. Held the volume. Broke this auction. Broke this auction. Testing the high. Breaking this auction. Coming into the VHVN. Two stops. Short. Test the volume. Coming back up. Breaking. Three stops.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Wow.
Order submitted.
VPOC migration.
Order submitted.
We're on the other side of the VPOC. Basing again. Takes me out. Still looking for mean reversion. A lot of stops up there. Picks the high, falling back in.
Order submitted.
Ah, fuck.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Ay, 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 man. Am I done for the day? I think I have one more. There's no location here. It's just not a good trade. $20.19's the previous close. Starting to roll over. If I had the previous close in my chart, I might not have taken that. Looking for a pick. Into liquidity at 20. Basing. Liquidity steps in. They're trading.
Order submitted.
Not a good trade. I'm suspecting I'm going to get taken out of this.
Order submitted.
I got lucky. There's nothing there. Just wait. Wait, I'll see it when it comes. Running it. It's a pretty good rejection. Back at the high volume node. So pullbacks up towards here now. Could become short. Back into the high volume node. After testing the LVN. Short. Two stops. This is retail price though. High volume node here. Settlement is 3925. Here comes some selling. John says he'd suspect that this zone holds if it's good to be long. Liquidity steps in. There, that's not holding. That was the volume from earlier. I wanted the short, but, you know, I needed to wait for this. And then it just was a little too quick, too hard to get on. So we could see if there's a retest of the other side. We could look at these areas for some potential, targeting 3,900. We see stops get taken out there and we're balancing. Liquidity steps in. So VPOC migration. Potential for VWAP to VPOC. That guy's trading. This is also a trade, VPOC migration. Looks weak. VHVN at the liquidity is also a potential area. Doesn't look like it's going to get there. Sell ice.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
So we're going to target 3,900.
Order submitted.
And then we could target this area. But also we have the low a day, so maybe that's better.
Order submitted.
That's a fill. Selling is increasing.
Order submitted.
That looks good to me. A lot of liquidity here. It rejected that 3,900 pretty heavily. Basing. Just tapped the VPOC. Maybe I could have had both targets here. It's just kind of random, I guess.
Order submitted.
So we're still looking for a VWAP to VPOC and potential VHVN test. Coming up. That would have taken me. Stops picked. Stops are also above 09.5. Sell ice. Potential to run it here. This liquidity and VHVN could be a good test too. So this kind of looks like a bear flag that's starting to fail. I think this is a good trade. Finally, I got one. Not the worst trading, but not great. This one was bad. There's no location. This one would have been bad. This one is fine. It just got a little bit shorted. I didn't wait for enough structure on this. It's not the same as yesterday. It's more choppy today. Need to wait for proper structure. Auctioning the key level, the line sand. We're starting to develop a kurtotic profile. This is an outside edge. 90 has a lot of volume attached to it from the previous days. Potential outside edge. Same with 82. To me, this looks like a swift rejection of higher prices with buyers still not found, expecting a push further to the downside given current conditions. 3,900 remains unpleasant to trade around. Yes, I would agree that if the magnet zone fails, I'd expect a test of 82.5 stock zone. So, there's a few ways we could play it. It is mean reversion. And that's probably the better way to align. But if we see that large impulse, like sellers are in control, then we could target the 82 zone. But we have to be careful because of this. I still like mean reversion more. Yes, worth noting as well, 38.90 is yesterday's point of control. Offers were reloaded at that price yesterday, but buyers were unable to take up the supply. So we're slowly grinding through this area. Not yet seeing anything worth trading. Big battle at 3,900. Here comes some selling. Starting to break. A lot of exhaustion, but we're holding here. Now we're giving. Come right back up after breaking the low. Testing the volume. And we're pushing up. Maybe a stop run. Test the volume here. See some more buying. Pushing the high. Break the high. So potential lies to test the VHVN and large resting liquidity up here. VWAP is at this volume that was created. It would pick these highs off and then come into here. So that is potential. But I would have to have a very tight plan because my take profit would have to be at 39.01-ish. But what we've seen is we've created some new lows at that 3,900. We didn't create new low that day, but we broke through previous structure. So price could absolutely take stops and then move back down to price check that new low. There's stops taken. Would like to see more of a run or a better structure. So now we're at retail price and we tested here. And now we're auctioning this volume. And if we break above, then expect more stops. If we fail, then a retest. But we know the stops are up here and above here. Poked through. Holding this volume down here. Starting to see some selling come in. We tapped the high. We didn't pick it. I think that we could still come up and test higher. So we broke the high there. Liquidity in here. He's trading. A big block stepping in. Seller. Coming up higher. 4 stops. There's more stops. Stops above 09. There's a lot of volume down here. So we need good structure to be involved. If we break above the 09, then we can see the potential for the VHVN. So we broke higher and we see 4 stops. Testing this high again. More stops above. Liquidity stepping in. Selling and buying. More stops. Liquidity pulls. Holding above the mid. Little sell ice there. Breaking up. 29. VHVN up here at resting liquidity. Basing here. Test the VHVN. Some sellers. First signs of weakness there. Test the volume. Coming up for another test. Selling structure.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Gotta wait for the pick.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, we got a scale. Auction the other side of this VHVN. Looking fairly weak. Testing the volume. Potential short. Breaking.
Order submitted.
All right, I gotta call it here. I'm just guessing. IB is set. I don't see why I'm taking this. Where's the range? That's just a bad trade. Just guessing. No stop pick. So this long is acceptable. This short is bad. VHVN test. Really one ticked. This is not really the best either. And then we're breaking higher. There's no location attached to this trade. This was a bad trade because I didn't wait for the stop pick. This was a good trade. This was a bad trade. No stop pick. We're holding. We're holding here. This trade is fine. This trade is shit. Just sit and be patient, right? Like, what's the rush? Why am I rushing to lose money? Just wait for my locations. Just say, if this happens, then this, then that. If not, then there's just nothing to do. And out of anticipation of things happening and knowing what the situation is, don't get in the way. I shouldn't be taking a ton of risk in this environment. I mean, look at this chop. I have to see something meaningful. This is the same thing as here, except it's close to a location. And then this is just like, I don't know why the fuck I'm... So we have the IB, and then we have settlement at 25. So have to be aware that by the IB, we also have settlement. We could still potentially catch a rotation off the IB. But again, you know, I'm not trying to hold for too long because there's essentially a lot of potential to come up and hit the settlement. Okay, let's pay close attention.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Big stop run. Scaled by the IB. We have something called the IBF. So we have the VHVN. Obstacle at 15. That's probably a good target.
Order submitted.
Let's watch for a pick of the IB for some potential to short. 22. We picked it. One stop up there. That wasn't a break. 3 stops. Let's not be trigger happy. 1 stop. Holding above the IB currently. That's a break.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, that did not work. Ice. Coming for the high. 93 stops up there. Settlement. Liquidity stepping in. Testing the high. Previous high of day is also up there. Nothing to do here unless we get back under the IB. Because this is at risk. Wow.
Order submitted.
Tap the previous high.
Order submitted.
It's coming for me. All right, I gotta be done now. Damn. Scenario 2 was yesterday's range supported continuation higher to retest 70 stock zone. If we get this, expect an early test lower to overnight lower to hold, test to be rejected. Seeing that, looking for an impulse higher through FS levels to previous close. If previous close / yesterday high are not rejected, look for continuation higher, test overnight point of control / overnight high. I got wrecked today. That's my biggest red day ever. And I took 10 trades with a 12% win ratio. Just miserable. It's just straight down. This one should not be a short. And I realized it while it's basing, but this looked pretty good. Picks, break, stop divergence. This one just didn't work. Huge squeeze. I'm really stuck on mean reversion though. What about scenario 2? After this, JP Morgan, other banks, large, reportedly in talks regarding capital infusion into First Republic. Option includes share sale and takeover. FT said, don't fade this. If I wouldn't have just like completely blown up and lost so much, I could be looking along. And then, you know, the money train comes in. But I've already lost so much money that I've taken myself out of the ability to make any money. Pressing buy at any point right now will be a win. So what happened? My belief is too strong in mean reversion. Well, it's not too strong. I guess it is, considering I took that trade at 30 and I'm not really understanding if I should be doing that or not. So, expect an early attempt higher. Early. I guess this is considered early. But fails to test hold the overnight point of control. I think when I'm seeing this, it's just a warning sign. I think this one is like still within normal bounds, but this really is not. And if I wouldn't have made so many mistakes, then I could be on board still. Like, this is a terrible trade. This is a terrible trade. I don't know about this. Yeah. So 3 bad trades that I'm risking most of my capital. So if I get rid of those errors, then I'm down less than $200. And then there's still an opportunity to do this. A lot of review to do today. All right, GG.